Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Baseline, Season 2, Episode 3. Amin Stevens in studio. He was a great interview. Amin told us all about his stories, playing in lots of different places. John and I had a great interview with him. I think he had a great time as well, and we're really excited to bring you guys really good content moving forward. We have another great episode coming next week, next Tuesday, and already some more awesome interviews lined up. We really think that each one we're doing is getting better. Each person we meet is introducing us to new people, and we're kind of climbing the ladder, which is really exciting for us, and we're able to bring you guys some awesome interviews coming up. So we really, really hope you enjoy this episode, and we're excited for it. Can't wait. Welcome back, Baseline, Season 2, Episode 3. Thank you, Amin Stevens, for coming in. We appreciate having you in today. Just doing a little background. If you don't know Amin, you should. Absolute bucket everywhere he goes. So we'll get into, playing career and history. But first of all, thank you for coming in today and being a part of this.
No problem.
So we're excited to get started. Really, your journey is like exactly what we're looking for with this show. We want to help people understand that people who play here, like their story, where they come from, and most importantly, just the basketball journey and where that can take a person. Right. So that's what we'd love to get started with today.
So let's go all the way back. Florida A&M. How about you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I graduated from a small high school in Atlanta, Mount Vernon Presbyterian. I think my senior year, we were the second graduating class from that school. It was like the third year for that high school. So it was hard to really get exposure there, but, we were a very good team. We won state championship, and so we attracted some small schools. Florida A&M was one, and took one visit. Felt like that's where I was supposed to be. Got there, I was promised starting position and all that, and that's all I really wanted, like coming in as a freshman. I felt, I had dreams. I want to go to the NBA and this and that, so being able to come and play right away was just all I needed to hear. And I got there, and what happened.
Were there individuals there who have played there before that were kind of like the model of they made it to the next level, like they made it to the league? Who are some of the people that you saw go through Florida A&M that you saw like could be a path to success, or maybe did some of them jump overseas right away?
Actually, like the people that I met that came before me, well, I didn't know anybody there. It was like I didn't know anybody around me who went to college first. I was like the first person from my AAU team, first person from my high school team to ever sign a scholarship. So everybody was looking at me as the first. So
led the path.
Yeah, the path. I had no path to follow. All I know is all we knew back then was D1, and that's all that mattered. So, and I just figured, hey, as long as I do what I do, I could get to where I want to get. Eventually, once I got there, there was overseas guys who would come back, play against us in the open runs, and I'd play against them. I'd be like, okay, I know for sure I could do this. But the goal was the NBA.
Right. So at what point did you understand, kind of maybe post your time at Florida A&M, that kind of decision to continue this as your career, and then also take us through kind of the understanding of, okay, if it's not going to be the NBA, where am I going next?
Like my junior year, I was averaging about 17 points, 10 rebounds a game, and I had got into some academic trouble, so I had to sit. I was ineligible the first half, and then I came back for conference play. I think we had 3 out of conference games before that, like in December, and as soon as December came, I was able to play, and I was averaging like 19 in those games, and then I think I got in academic trouble again coming my senior year. So I was just like, you know what? I'm out of here. I can't do school anymore. Terrible decision. I would not advise this to anybody, by the way. This was just a crazy risk that I ended up taking, and that's how my path worked out. And pretty much I just like, in my head, I'm like, okay, go overseas for a year or two and then try to go to the NBA and see what happens.
Interesting. So what were some of the immediate challenges with that decision? Like your first contract that you signed to play overseas. So tell us about that moment that like signing that contract. who's involved in that process to make that happen, and actually deciding, all right, I'm going to sign this contract, and kind of the path to saying goodbye to your people, getting on the plane and heading out?
It's a scary feeling for sure. I mean, even though we feel like we're prepared for this moment, but once you get on that plane and you're crossing over that
You're all
ocean
alone.
and all you see is that water, you're like, what did I get myself into? So, I was from the summer at the end of my junior year, I'm working with agents, talking to different people, but it's so many people in my ear. You don't know who to listen to. You don't know who's going to be right. All the agents make it sound good, make it sound like they're great at their job.
Yep.
Then next thing you know, for me, it was like November, and I'm just around the house. Everybody's looking at me crazy, like, hey, I thought you were going overseas. What happened? And then eventually the original agent I started with came out the blue with something. Hey, got this deal in Slovakia. You leave tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, dang, it's time. And, you don't understand, like, there's different levels overseas. So you're thinking, because I think the first person to really do it, like, out of high school and go to, like, the NBA was, like, Brandon Jennings. So you're like,
Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah, he went over there, he did what he did, and he got drafted. So I'm thinking all the levels are the same, but it was a totally different story once I got over.
And you went to Slovakia. You guys won a chip over there, huh?
We won the cup, and then we lost Game 7 in the championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were up like 3-2 in Game 6. We're up 20. I'm like, dang, I'm about to win a championship. They come back and they came back and won, and then we lost Game 7.
When you're sitting at home and you're saying like you don't know who to listen to, do you have anyone like guiding you, like a coach or anything, or is it kind of like on your own?
I had college coaches. I had my AAU coach, but like I said, you don't know who to listen to because one guy's pulling you this direction, another person pulling you this direction. I got people telling me, go back to school, you're making a terrible decision. But, I believed in myself, and I just felt like I just had to go out there and try it.
How are the fans in Slovakia? Anything? Any fans?
Actually, they're pretty crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're similar to here, but a smaller version.
Okay.
All of our games are pretty much packed out, and they're in the stands banging their drums,
Yeah, I
making all
bet.
type of noise. Like, I had people back home watching the game, and I was like, I could barely hear anything except for drums banging and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
You have any other hoopers that were out there with you?
None that play to this day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, none that I could think of off the top of my
And then
head.
from Slovakia, where did you end up after that?
From Slovakia, I went to Austria for 2 years, played with Furstenfeld, and then Vienna after that. When I was with Vienna, we went to the championship. We had a really good team. From there, Germany, Iceland, France, Belgium,
All over.
Israel, yeah.
So
Wow.
we'll revisit for sure, but I want to talk about the Iceland season.
Okay.
30-15, destroying the Icelandic league. Take me through. Like, I know that when these players they go overseas, a lot of times they'll have these hype, like the teams are and all the fans are expecting these big things out of these new signings who are international, but going to a place like Iceland, and then I know that smaller market, of course, but what's it like being the number one guy in the league? Like, you're a guy that everyone knows you're dropping 30 on their head that night.
Right.
So I'm sure, I haven't watched the Iceland tape, but I would assume that it's just all about you. The opponent's game plan is all about you. So you go from playing D1 college, 17 points, but now you're A1 in Iceland. So what's that like before the game, maybe prepping for the game? And like, what do you do differently when you know you're going to be the focus point for the opponent's defense?
That's a good question. Well, before Iceland, I just came from Germany, BBL Germany, and we had 6-7 Americans over there. So I feel like that prepared me to have the type of season that I had in Iceland. For sure, when I went there, I thought I would just go there until I got something better. I didn't expect to stay the whole season. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't belong here, so I just got to do what I got to do and get up out of here. And every team had one import.
Oh,
So,
wow, only one.
Yes. At this point, now it's changed a
Okay.
little bit. So yeah, they all the focus is on you, but your teammates know, like, hey, get this guy the ball so he could do what he do and lead us to victory. So that was like my 5th season. So by then, I already have like the professional mindset, mentality to know it's like a job and to have that certain mental toughness, to be consistent, to get the 30 every game and try to put my team in the best position to win.
So when you're there in Iceland, you're the guy, and you're coming from Germany where there's 6-7 other imports, and you played here in Israel. You have hoopers on your team. Like
Exactly.
we were just talking about Ben, who like you guys played amazing together last year, and he'll go to the NBA. What's the difference? You're scoring 30 and 15, but you're also the only guy there. Is there like, does that take away from the competitiveness a little bit?
No, because at the same time, I feel like it helps because at the same time you have to learn how to win. Like, yeah, I could get my 30, but what else can I do to help my team win? So you're learning how to be a leader, learning how to put the team on your back while winning. Because a lot of people, they know how to get their stats, but what else are you bringing to the team? You also have to be a two-way player. I have to stop their best player as well. And it's usually bigs out there because they have a lot of guards. So usually the other person is in my position. So, yeah, I feel like it just helps you mentally and helps you be consistent.
Nice. And then from all these countries that we listed, give us like your top two.
Top two?
On and off the court.
Probably France and Israel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
It's tough, though, because I played in Brussels, which is an amazing city, when I was in Belgium. I played in Vienna when I was in Austria, amazing city as well. But on and off the court, probably France and Israel.
So I'm curious about the kind of preparation that they allow you to do. I mentioned Alex when he came last week. He's telling us about how he plays for Ranana and how he feels like the training staff is really there for him and everything he needs. So I know Florida A&M was, D1 school, yet it's still a small school. Correct. So what's kind of the differences between some of the equipment that you have available when you're going to Iceland and you maybe have this experience that this is what a player needs to play his best, and you show up in a place that may or may not have all that. So how do you adjust as a player to playing in a new country or maybe a team that has less of a budget that you just don't think it has everything that you're expecting or everything that you need to perform your best?
That's a good question.
Thanks.
Because
I'm on fire today. Let's go.
Players rocking it.
because even if you're in a good league like Israel, like it's certain teams in Israel who don't have equipment that maybe a smaller team in Belgium might have. So sometimes it varies team to team. But as you get older, you learn your body, you learn, what you need, you learn what helps you the most, whether it's an ice bath or the Normatec or massage, and then you go from there. You let the team know what you need pretty much, and hopefully they can help you the best way they can.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what we've learned really is there's so much off the court, especially when you're playing overseas, that people just don't think about, like the acclimation to a new culture or a new city. Like if people they don't want to go outside, they're stuck inside all day, all they have is basketball. In some ways that might help because they might just, grind. In other ways, that takes away from your mental ability to enjoy where you are and kind of be comfortable in yourself. So I'm just curious, just because I am interested in that. So what made playing in Vienna so awesome? Like I've actually always wanted to go, but tell me about like the city, what you kind of did and some places that you were able to go out and enjoy the city, which may have helped you, keep a balanced life and enjoy playing ball.
I think since I started off, Vienna was my third year, and the first 2 years I was pretty much in the middle of nowhere,
right?
In small countries. Yeah. So now I'm here, and I'm playing with a really good team, and I'm in a really big city, and it makes you feel like you're at home. I have a TGI Fridays I can go to. Nice. I can get wings if I want. In Atlanta, we're known for wings. So it just felt like I'm home and I'm playing professional basketball. So it's like I have the best of both worlds at the moment. Whether before it was just I'm playing basketball and then once I go home, it's pretty much over because there's nothing to do.
Do you get recognized in these places? Like the first bunch of places you play? Like after you're there for a little bit, halfway through the season, someone's like, "Hey, you're Amin Stevens. You play for this team."
They'll be like, "Hey, there's a tall black guy. We're in this small white town. Who is this tall black guy? He has to be a basketball player." It was kind of like that.
I should have known in Slovakia. Oh yeah, I think that guy probably plays basketball. That's interesting.
What's you were saying France? You really loved. What did you love about France?
I felt like it was just different all around. I was in Normandy in Rouen, which was about an hour and a half from Paris. So I had Paris, if I ever wanted to get away, like hour and a half away. The league was really good. I was in the second division, but it still felt very professional. My city was big, a lot to do, and I just liked their culture over there. They had their own thing going on, and I just liked it. I felt like it was cool.
That's like the awesome thing about coming to Europe and play ball. is that you can see the whole world.
Exactly. And, everybody's different. Everybody has their own thing. France, they're really into the fashion and stuff. And then I took a liking to that. Yeah, so it was cool over there. I enjoyed it.
And then you said Israel was the second place, but coming to Israel, what did you expect?
I've heard stories, actually, like all the hoopers that I knew who played here, they had nothing but good things to say about Israel. So once I got here and I seen how it was, I was like, okay, yeah, they're right. Unfortunately, I was in Kiryat Molskin my first time, so I didn't really get the full experience. And I had my girlfriend with me at the time, so I was pretty much in the house, just trying to be a family man.
Right, I understand. So who are some of those players?
Yeah,
maybe highlight a few of those stories that they told you, just overall. Like, what do they tell you about coming and playing Israel?
I can't remember all of them, but
they just told you like the beach is great, the girls.
Yeah, just like the lifestyle is good.
Who was the guy that was like, you got to come out here?
Nobody ever said I have to come out here, but just people when they told their stories, or like it would be a group of people that be like, hey, anybody ever played in Israel? Oh yeah, somebody be like, yeah, they're like, yeah, it was nice, right? They'll be chatting about it like that, but I can't remember the names right now.
Right, I'm sure there's those communities of ball players who play overseas, and it's like everyone's trying to help each other at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And you're recommending, what leagues did you have a good experience playing in? What league did you get your check on time? What league, set you up well? So that's really interesting.
And this was like early in my career when I was hearing this, so I would be like, okay, I would hear these stories, but I would never think I would end up there. And then next thing you know, you're there.
And what year did you come to Israel?
My first year was 2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been here for like 4 or 5 years now.
This is my fifth season.
Fifth season.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell us about staying here and kind of how you've become more comfortable in Israel, and maybe it seemed super foreign at first. What are some things, like the culture, have you kind of become invested in a little bit, or you stay more outside? Like, tell us about that.
Yeah, when you're in National League, there's only 2 imports per team. Everybody takes a liking to you. Everybody wants to invite you to Shabbat dinners and all that,
Nice.
make you feel comfortable. And even from my first season in Molskin, I still have friends from that team. When I came back to Kiryat Ata, it was a place that was familiar because I played against them when I was in Molskin already. And then everything just starts to become more familiar. You start taking trips to Tel Aviv. You start meeting the other players because everybody's there. So it doesn't matter where you go. You're going to meet somebody or see somebody who's part of the game here. So, and then after a while, you're here for years. You just feel comfortable. Everybody's speaking English.
Right.
You learn all the restaurants and all that. So, and then it just starts to feel like home, and you never want to leave.
How was your first Shabbat dinner? Yeah.
My first one.
What are they saying over the bread? Like, what's going on?
It was definitely a lot of prayers going on. I think I had to keep on
Nice.
all that, and I think it was my assistant coach. And but yeah, he definitely showed me a good time. I'm like, yo, is the head coach coming? Is the coach coming? He's like, no, forget it, man. It's just us. We gonna chill. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah.
You can drink a little bit.
He was a cool guy. He was a cool guy. I had a good time.
I hear that, like you were saying, like once you start meeting other guys, you guys like kind of become a family here, huh? Like with like all like the other first leaguers and second leaguers and whatnot.
Yeah, that's one of the keys out here. Getting your friend group, getting your family. So I was in the north most of the time, and we had about an hour drive to get to Tel Aviv, but in between that, like during the week, we're hanging out together, we're going out to eat, movies, game nights, whatever it is, and that helps pass the time, and that helps you like get away from just basketball. You have a good friend group, and helps you be more comfortable.
Does that differ from like country to country? Like maybe in France, you might not be friends with like the other Americans who are in France in your league, or is it kind of the similar story?
It differs mostly because of the distance. In France, your closest away game is probably 3 hours.
Oh wow!
Damn.
In Israel, you're going an hour each direction, depending on where you stay, and it's easy to have access to everybody, so it's easier to make friends and have those groups.
Interesting. Okay, so shifting a little bit, I want to know how your style of play has changed. So you play Florida A&M, again, D1 ball, but I would assume that, obviously we know now the differences in NBA versus college, but that was a while ago. So your initial adjustment of gameplay to when you begin play overseas, like what's that like, kind of the understanding of how, because, we watched some of your game mid-range master class. Like, how was that? How you've always played? Is that now how you've adjusted to play in Israel? How has your play style developed throughout the years?
That's a
3 for 3.
So
There you go.
in college, I came in starting at the 3 position.
Oh, wow.
So, and I was like coming in 6'7", 6'8", and for the MEAC at the time, that was the conference we were in, that was like rare. They see that, they're like, oh, you're going to be good. And I was a freshman. I could shoot, I could handle it, I could do whatever, athletic. And then I come overseas, and at my size, usually guys are playing 4. So I'm like, hey, coach, I thought I was playing 3. I was like, oh, but you play at 3-4. We'll put you at 3-4. Pretty much means just 4 because they just want pretty much 3s at the 4 to stretch the floor out. And that's when I learned, okay, that's how the game is. So now I'm playing 4. And then after you miss a couple shots, I get to Germany, they're like, hey, you're playing 5. I'm like, I was just forward of the year in Austria. How am I playing 5 here? And then once teams see that, okay, he's at the 5. And then I start bouncing around 4-5, 4-5. And then when I came back to Israel, I was pretty much 5 mostly.
Did that make you have to like change your game a bit?
Definitely. So when I went to Iceland, I'm the biggest guy on the team, of course. And I have to score in multiple variety of ways. So getting it in the post where I wasn't as comfortable before, there I just worked on it because it's like I have to score. So I have to get comfortable everywhere. And then when I got there, that's when I got comfortable with the post game, shooting, whatever. I was pretty much doing everything there. And then from then on,
Right. You just adjust.
Just adjust it.
Were there any like surprising pockets, I guess, of where you played that you're like, wow, I didn't know some guy in Slovakia would have this much basketball knowledge. Like this coach is really good. He actually knows his shit, like what he's doing. Was there a random place that you kind of experienced guys to really know deeper parts of the game that you weren't expecting? No. Everywhere you went, you're like,
terrible.
I know more than you, so give me the ball.
That's what that felt like, I swear. But, I mean, it helps in some places to have a coach. What I learned is it helps for the local players to have a coach that they respect. Because when I was in Iceland, we had a guy who was like an assistant coach the year before, and everybody's looking at him like, I'm not listening to you, I'm doing my own thing. They fired him and then got another guy, and he said the same exact thing the other coach was saying. Now everybody's like, oh, man, hey, we got a good coach now. Like, how do you like the coach? I'm like, he's saying the same thing. Give me the ball. But now they're more willing to do it because it's a coach that they respect.
Interesting. That's interesting to see. I always wondered.
And I even feel like it's the same almost everywhere. I feel like it's the same in Israel as well.
So do you now, I guess since 2019, how has that changed in terms of that when the players you're playing with, when you show up in 2019, the Israeli players, have you noticed that they've gotten a lot better in the last 5 years? Has it kind of stayed the same? Because we're all like, we talk a lot about on this show, like how the Israeli game is developing and more people are coming in. But, on a real level, like, have you noticed a significant improvement?
Not even coming in, but Ben Saraf and you played together last year, and that's an Israeli grown player. And you guys were hooping. I was watching some clips last night. I was telling you before. Like, Ben and him were just working in the post a lot, pick and roll, and he's, like, finding you.
Yeah.
So
you've noticed that, whatever the answer is, but have you noticed since 2019 the improvement of players?
It's hard to say, especially going from 2 years of second division first to now 3 years of first division. The difference in Israelis are definitely huge in that aspect. But yeah, I could definitely tell that they're trying to grow the league, grow the locals. They have a new rule in the second division now where you have to have like a young guy on the court at all times.
Young guy? Like it's an
like
age
24
thing?
and under, yeah. You have to have a 24 and under Israeli on the court at all times.
What does that accomplish? Like, I guess to build the fans will know who he is and they'll...
It's a lot. Like I said, a lot of leagues are doing the same. In France now, in the second division, it used to be 2 Americans. Now it's just 1 American.
Wow.
And 3 European/continental African players.
Interesting.
That way, the French guys can get more time and more development because they're on the rise as well over there. So
more time's fine, but then isn't that kind of taken away from their experience getting to play with other imports? Because if you had 2-3 guys,
I think the goal, though, is to build up your local players. So, they implement these rules to help grow their players. You know, every country now is trying to get more guys overseas, as whether it's NBA or
Representation,
or around Europe.
Totally. So, yeah, that's really interesting, honestly, because we talk a lot about how the growth of the league, but, you know, these little details of the league that we might miss to kind of have these young players in the court to grow the brand is pretty interesting. So, again, shifting, I want to hear not necessarily a specific story, but what's a specific game that you remember from your playing overseas that was just like, that was the game? Did you drop 40, like a buzzer beater? I just want to know, like, each guest you bring, I want to hear their most memorable game.
Maybe a big matchup.
Did I have any buzzer beaters?
Tape.
Off the bat, really, I could go with last season. I felt like we had a lot of memorable games. That first game against Hapoel Tel Aviv in the playoffs.
Nice.
Where we went in and nobody expected us to really do anything with them. And I just remember, like, a couple of days before, my teammate had a wedding, and all the basketball guys there was like, Amin, you guys got to Hapoel Tel Aviv next. Like, what are you going to do? I'm like, yeah, they're going to be tough, and, you know, it's going to be hard. We'll see. And my assistant coach is right there like, man, we're going to beat them. And I was like, you think so? You got a plan? He's like, yeah, I got a plan. I'll let you guys know in practice. And then from there to go on and win that first game, I was like, damn, we could really do this. So that was a good moment. The first round of the playoffs as well, like sweeping the number 3 team in the league.
Nice.
Beating Maccabi Tel Aviv in the season, the first game.
Yeah, I saw that game. You guys played really well.
Yeah, so I'll go with those off the bat. Like those were good times, good memories.
Are we an anti-Maccabi Tel Aviv podcast, or are we a pro? Like, we like them on the
I feel
global
like
stage?
EuroLeague, we like Maccabi.
EuroLeague, we like them, but locally
If you
we're
are
anti.
Do not admit that.
Okay, no.
You want to grow the podcast.
For future players, I've actually always loved Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah,
so
we're
let me
big
just
Maccabi
say that.
fans. We're big Maccabi fans.
It's cool to see though here that like they're the whatever New York Yankees of they're the enemy, the team that has the most money, they can spend the most. So that's
Right.
kind of cool to see.
That's true.
That's kind of cool.
Maccabi and Hapoel, it's like a dogfight.
Man,
Red against yellow.
Listen, I was at their game 3 last year. I'm glad I'm still here today to tell the story. that was pretty scary.
The lighting the fires in the stands.
Lighting the fire, they was throwing the fire onto the court.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
firefighters had to get out there. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So things like that you see that more in Israel, or you're seeing this everywhere in Europe?
Not on that level, no.
Not on that level.
As far as my experience, I have never seen anything like that. I think the game started like 30 minutes late because the fans were acting crazy at the entrance, and they had to make sure nobody was bringing any fireworks in and stuff like that. So I think the game stopped like 3 or 4 times for different reasons. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Is there a country that you haven't played at that you would want to play there?
Nothing's really on my list anymore. Now I'm 34. I'm just looking to just enjoy as much as I can, be as comfortable as I can until I'm on my way out.
And so you've been here for like 5 years. This is the longest time you've been in one country, right?
Yes.
So you go back. How does it work? You go back for the summers, or
I go back for the summers, yes.
for the summers? So coming back the summer after the war started, how does that work? How do you say to yourself, like, all right, I'm going to go back to play ball in a war zone?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the north for the most part last year. So up there, I had never heard a siren until I started playing at Ramadan. So I felt, more safe than probably most people around the country who were hearing sirens on the regular. And also, even last year when we went home after the war for like a month, like 6 weeks, and I was always checking in, or people from Israel was checking in with me, letting me know the situation, and they all would tell me, come back, like, you have nothing to worry about, you're safe, don't worry about it. And I just remember telling James Bateman, who was our point guard, I knew our other 2 imports were gone, but I'm like, if I could just keep James with me, I'll be fine.
Nice.
And I would always message him, hey, bro, we good. Don't worry about it, we good. All my friends over there are telling me we're good, so just come back. And then he came back, we had a good season.
That sealed the deal.
And, once that happened, I knew coming back after that wouldn't be a problem.
Nice. Is there anyone telling you not to go back?
besides, people in the States who are just, seeing what's going on the news and what the news is saying, other than that, no. And I'm telling them, trust me,
It's all
everything's
good.
good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Alex brought that up last time. He said initially they had their like initial reactions to what was going on, and then you're kind of here for a little bit, and you understand. Also, being in Ramat Gan in the center of the country a little bit is like a little bit more, outside of the main areas. So that's good to hear.
We got a little funny question from Yuriv in Kiryat Ata. He's asking,
I don't even know this. What did he say?
You've been dressing pretty swaggy. How long have you been into this vibe?
He asked me that?
That is his question. This is literally what he texted. You did say in
Since
France.
Once I got to France.
Yeah.
Yeah. Met
Good
some
answer.
people out there that had some influence on me, and then it kind of helped me find myself as far as like fashion and what I like to wear. And, I've been trying to, take care of myself. Look
up the
There you
game
go.
a little bit.
Look a little bit more presentable these days, and, that's it.
We got to get the NBA has those NBA fit pages. So we start them here. I don't know if the Israelis would really be on par with that.
They're lazy here.
So we're going to finish up with this little segment I was telling you about. It's a rapid fire shot clock. We call it the shot clock. And you got 24 seconds to answer as many questions as you can.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go 2 and 2. I'm going to pull up
Are
the
these
shot
right or wrong
clock.
answers or like
Nah,
opinion
these are just
answers?
opinion.
Gotcha.
You get literally one word is fine. All right.
What's our record?
I think Alex had like 8 or 7. And your name was brought up for favorite teammate.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Favorite Israeli food you've tried?
Kebab.
Best teammate you've had overseas?
Yariv.
If you weren't playing ball, what would you be doing?
Coaching.
Okay.
Favorite non-basketball sport?
Football.
Nasty crossover or poster dunk?
Poster dunk.
All right, that's the time.
All right.
There we
Okay,
go.
I think we got quality answers because I think
Yeah.
Alex was just saying
I
the
was
first
just
thing that he-
spitting. You were like, what we say? It was
favorite
like
tattoo. He's like
10.
that one.
He said for work he would do Uber.
No.
So
I
from
feel like if
Uber
I
to
was
coaching.
in Alex's Uber, like the music he'd
Oh,
probably
wow.
be playing, and I'd be like,
playing his
dude,
own
slow
music."
down. I'm just trying to get to where I'm going alive.
He's definitely capping about that. I'm going to have to talk to him about that. He would not be doing Uber.
Okay. Wait, dude, thank you very much
Yeah,
for
we
coming
really
on.
appreciate it.
Your answers were great. Like, really, again, what we're trying to do here is just get the stories. We love basketball. We always have.
He's one of the top players in the Champions League.
Seriously, I mean, keep your eye open.
I
Keep your eye open for Amin, but it's really cool from our perspective because we love the game. We love it here. We love to see athletes coming, and we know that this is kind of starting to grow slowly, and more athletes are coming here. So it's really great to hear your story, and we
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you coming on. And good luck for the rest of the
Thank
season.
you, dude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.